And that's enough. That's enough out of that, you. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Happy time zone.
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. Welcome back to episode, I think, 33 of the Code Crown Podcast. Mini. I am your host, AJ, joined along by Miss Magmon.
Hello.
And we're looking at Digimon Seekers 3-2.
Yeah.
It's bugging me we're one behind because of the stupid intermission.
Yeah.
That should have done. The intermission should have been the start of chapter 3. We would have been one behind then. The numbers would have realigned. It would have been nice for 9 weeks.
Stupid idea. It was a whole damn chapter.
Yep. There was nothing intermission-y about it. But
Nope.
do you know what does look like an intermission?
This?
This chapter of all chapters. This feels more like an intermission than anything because we start the chapter off and Yulin and Satsuki are, just being police officers and they're rounding up code crackers and arresting them and doing their...
It's like they're just out on the beat but in the digital world.
Yeah. And like Yulin's Digimon, Hisaryumon, who you can see in the glorious picture behind us, is he's just like making jokes and being a little shit. And Satsuki's like, "You're doing great, Yulin," and she's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, just tell processing. We're on our way back." And yeah, and then she sees the interface on Hisaryumon's head and starts thinking about Kosuke or Tartarus, and she's like, "What are you up to these days?" And we get a flashback to before Eiji was even born, which means Yulin is in her 40s.
Yeah, that would put all of those guys in their 40s at least.
I did not think Yulin was that old.
No.
The artwork betrays her.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to I don't want to be bad, but it is that like meme, isn't it? That like Asian women are like, they look like they're 22 until they're 60 and then they turn into Babamon.
Yeah.
you know. But like, yeah, looking at her artwork, I wouldn't have said she was in her 40s.
No.
30s at a push.
So I thought we had an age on her, but
no, we know Satsuki is 19, the same age as Eiji and Leon. But I don't think we ever got an age for Yulin. No, and the chapter calls her Yuling Zhu.
Yeah.
So is that just what they've gone with?
They've just completely changed her name, yeah.
Oh yeah, rather than Yulin Shu, they've gone with the XU spelling for this. So still, between the website and the chapter, the spelling of her name is inconsistent. Although her character profile on the character page of the website, doesn't give an age. Doesn't give Satsuki's age either. I think we learned that in the chapter.
Yeah.
But it hasn't updated Kosuke either.
No.
I'm sorry. Kosuke and Chris Redfield here look like two different characters.
They do.
Yeah,
there's no ages on this actually, are they? There's only
ages for Eiji and Leon, but we know Satsuki is the same age. From one of their interactions back in chapter 1.
Yeah, because we figured, right, Yulin was that little bit older because, well, she's the boss.
And
you have to have more experience to be a boss. And then we learned she was one of Ryosenji's students, which would have put her older again.
Yeah.
But, yeah, when I first read that bit about Eiji hadn't even been born yet. I'm like, this was more than 19 years ago?
Yeah, so like at this stage, like I'd say Yulin's only in her like I'd say Yulin, maybe Kosuke
Mm.
are only in their 20s.
Yeah.
And then like Ryu Senji is maybe in his late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, because he's professor. Like,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
already a professor. Because like we go back to when like the lab is first being set up and the
Mm.
Denrin district, the campus is going to be merged with the buildings that are being built.
Mm.
Yulin arrives and she's brought Ryu Senji his mail. And there's this whole bit where like they say good morning to each other regardless of the time of day. And
Like us.
yeah, you know, they just don't have more night. They just say morning
Mm.
regardless. But it's you know, she has a gripe about the air conditioning. Um and then Ryu Senji's like, yeah, they won't do anything because they're saving all their money for the new buildings. And
Yeah, they're using that as an excuse to not give any extra funding for anything.
yeah, but they're also complaining about the electricity bill.
Yeah.
um, and then Kosuke wakes up. He's been sleeping in the office again. He's just awake. He's just sleeping on a stack of chairs and on the side wall or something.
Yeah, like it almost seems like he just
Appears.
appeared out from under some coats or something. The way she's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, you're here."
yeah, because with how they're being underfunded, they start talking about like how other countries around the world are, starting to catch up on this research into the digital world because
Mm.
they've all posited the idea that the network has always existed and all
Yeah.
mankind did was find an entry point. It didn't
Mm.
create the network, it just found a way to access it.
Yeah.
Um, and then they're like, well, we could be in high demand, if we just jump on it and go overseas.
Mm.
And that's where Kosuke wakes up and he's like, are you proposing we turn around and sell our nation's crown jewel for a song? Very old schooly speak.
Mm.
But like, yeah, because like Kosuke is only Yulin's upperclassman. Like, so
Mm.
it's not even where we posited before where he's like the same age as Ryusenji.
Yeah.
He's like he was
He's like a year older than her.
yeah,
Maybe two.
maybe two.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so like seeing this sort of come together. I'm enjoying the backstory and the lore and sort of going, oh wait, oh okay, geez, the
Mm.
gap between all these characters it really is generational.
Yeah.
Like the gap between like Eiji and Yulin, and then again Yulin to Ryusenji, it's like, oh,
Mm.
and it's kind of cool.
Each could be the parent of the other.
Yeah, almost,
Basically.
yeah. Um, and then the lab door bursts open after Yulin gives out to Kosuke for like being scruffy. She's like, "Yeah, go wash your face and brush your teeth. You even bring a change of clothes, you
Mm.
beast." Um. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So the door bursts open and there's a woman in the doorway. And she's like, "Feeding time, you feral beasts!" And she starts handing everyone takeaway beef bowls, and has brought Kosuke a change of clothes.
Yeah.
And her name is Saya.
Have we learned up to this point that Saya was?
Her name was mentioned in the trailer, but I don't believe we've heard the name in like 3-1.
Right.
I think we only know the name now because it was in the trailer.
Mm.
Um, but she's Ryusenji's daughter,
Yeah.
and there seems to be something going on between Saya and Kosuke.
Yeah.
So they're something of a couple, which kind of continues that interconnectivity between Ryusenji and the Sons of Chaos and
Mm.
everything else. So like there is a personal stake in it for Ryusenji, but it's not quite what we were positing even a couple of weeks ago.
Mm.
never mind months. Like, this is like, I was like, oh, okay. The head of the Sons of Chaos is like your potential son-in-law.
Yeah.
So he goes
And
to
that
give
just means that because we've decided she's the girl
in
that was
D4,
lost.
yeah.
Yeah. He's just keeping his daughter's body on ice at the lab.
Yeah. But I get the feeling like, because we can sort of saw from the trailer, like she has some sort of connection to the Black Agumon.
That was her partner,
That
yeah.
yeah, and that would make sense then why Ryu Senji and Tartarus are looking for it, because they both want Saya back, and that Black Agumon is their way, is their means to at least attempt to get there.
Yeah.
So
They think she's fused with the Digicore. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, like, if any chapter was an intermission, like, it's this one, because that's the chapter. Like,
that's it. Yeah.
That's it. Like, it's 2 segments. Like, I feel like if this were an anime, like, we'd be at the commercial break spot now, because it was just these 2 scenes. You know, now I know we'll be doing a separate recording for 3-3 during the week, because I do want to keep them like one for one. But the artwork for 3-3 shows them like it's picking up from here, and they're in the lab and they're eating their beef bowls, and it took me a minute to realize, like, I was like, oh wait, Yulin with long hair. Yeah, she's got, it's like the same haircut, but it's very kind of 80s and wavy.
Yeah.
So then we have Ryu Senji at the back and Tartarus there, and then here's Saya looking like Eeny Meeny from Ace Attorney or something.
You holding a floppy disk?
I think so. I haven't read the chat. I haven't read 3-3 yet because we're not recording for it. But definitely does seem to be a disc of some sort. And then Yulin, obviously, because she's the punk rocker, she's got the Union Jack shirt on.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, tan. I gotta clarify. From an Irish perspective, that's a historical thing. You need to look into the black and tans and what they're like basically a guerrilla army, like guerrilla warfare. It's a whole thing with like the Irish Revolution and the fight for independence and the Republic and things like that. There is context to my jab there, but yeah. So I'm
for the most part, it's just bantery jab.
Yeah, for most part, it's just bantery jabbing, but like don't take it any other way. Internet. So yeah, like, but yeah, if any chapter was the intermission, it was this one. 3-2 is.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's a nothing burger.
It's a nothing burger.
Oh.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the intro to a slice of life at the laboratory, and then it just cuts off.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fair. No, I will. I'll give you that. That's absolutely fair.
This was an intermission, not what we got.
No, because the intermission was so fucking long.
Yeah.
And this is 2 segments.
Yeah.
The worst part is, but there's no new fan art.
No, there's not. There's nothing. Like.
So this might be our shortest episode yet, because I don't have anything to talk about here. It's nice to find that we're finally getting backstory and getting to know who Saya is, and learning the intermingling relationships of Yulin and Tartarus and Ryu Senji, and how that's going to feed back to Eiji and Leon and their relationship, and maybe what team we're going to see break into the digital world eventually.
Yeah.
When the 3 prototype Digimon come together. But ultimately, otherwise, there is nothing to this chapter. There is nothing.
We got, in the intermission chapter, we got the throwback to when they tried the first time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or was that in 3-1?
Oh no, that was 3-1.
Yeah.
Where there was the gate and Kosuke was trying to break through, and he was like, "Oh, I can't see myself doing this again." And then the narration was like, little did he know it would be several years before he would try to do this again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. Like,
yeah, there's nothing else to talk about.
There's really not. This is gonna be like, this is the miniest of minisodes.
You want to talk about the Pulsemon dim on this time?
I guess I'll bring it up because I really don't want to talk about the Shoutmon sprites. They upset me. Like, pixel art is a difficult art form.
Yeah.
But these look like they were sprites ready for the version 1 set of bracelet and dim cards. Where
they look like the Pulsemon befores.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Well, they look like they're that generation. Yeah. Especially when, like, I'll bring up the Pulsemon dim here because they showed off what the sprites look like between the two dim cards, like the original and the new one. And, like, the upgrade that we get and the, like, the upgrade and just, like, the amount of personality that has gone into them is absolutely incredible. And then you look at the Shoutmon ones and it's like, oh god, you didn't even try. So
oh, they're fairly far back.
Yeah, they're a bit further back than sorry, we just came across a really cool artwork of, like, Wormmon being really sad and the Digimon Kaiser being like, Mwahaha!
Poor Wormy.
Poor Wormmon, yeah. Geez, this Pulsemon dim sheet is... See, I thought I saved it, but I went looking for it earlier and it was just like, nah, bruh. Like, I should just have the display open so you guys can see my scrolling, but no, weird. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to this post. Maybe Zenon has the sprite comparison up.
Did you post it in Discord?
No. I didn't really think I'd need to because, well...
If we don't have it, we don't have it.
Did someone take it down?
Maybe. Maybe it wasn't supposed to come out?
But it's the company themselves are showing it off, so people were like, oh, maybe they'll be showing off the dims closer to... Oh, here we... Okay, cool. Never mind. I have it here. Okay. So, courtesy of With the Will. Where is my window capture? We have on top the Pulsemon dim card, Pulsemon sprites from the old Pulsemon dim that came with the very first Vital bracelet. Now they're nice, right? They're very nice. They're very fine, yeah. They look great. They've a lot of personality to them. You can tell who's who.
Yeah.
They don't blend together or look overly similar. Right? They're absolutely fine. Not a problem with them. They still hold up today. Not a problem with them in the slightest. But then you look at the new ones.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, they're so much fluffier.
Yeah.
Like, they're so much fluffier. Like, the BBmon and the younger form, like, they look like little Tokomons.
Yeah.
But I really love, like, just how much you can actually see how much, again, fluffier the new one is compared to the older one. Just looking at the the Baby 2 stage, like old and new.
Yeah.
There's just so much more going on. And then you look at Pulsemon as well, and he looks even more like a Sonic.
He does.
But his little lightning bolt, like quiff fringe thing, no longer looks like a tree branch.
Yeah.
I love this, like, what are you doing? Kind of
Yeah.
expression on him. Bulkmon looks like an absolute tank. Like,
Yeah,
he
he
looked
looks like he
pretty
went to
beefy
the-
before, but
He
like,
looks like he's been to the gym a lot
yeah,
since
it's like,
then.
yeah, like this is like Bulkmon Plus or something.
Yeah.
Like, the
Them abs.
man's been getting his reps in between, in all that downtime, like. And then you move on to Boutmon, and it's like, well, Boutmon got a significant improvement.
Mm.
Like, there's even a lot more detail, even like in his his outfit, like you can see like the stripes on the bottom of like the sarong. Is that what it's called? Sarong? Hold on 2 seconds here. So, there's a lot more like he's a lot angrier. His face isn't like flat like it is above.
He doesn't just look like he just has like a little grumpy face up there, whereas he actually looks like he has energy and
Yeah, and like his fists are even more detailed, his headband, everything. Like even Bulkmon, like the shading between the difference between the two sprites on like the headpiece and such. It's like literally night and day. Fantastic new sprites. And then Kazuchimon as well.
Yeah.
Like holy shit. Like Kazuchimon's new sprite is phenomenal.
He looks like the one above him got dressed.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Definitely picking that up. So I'm looking forward to it. And then no. Look how they massacred my boy. He's so dumpy. Like these look like would you see what I mean? Like these look like they belong on like Generation 1 Vital Bracelet, not BE cards. These look like sprites you would have found on the old one. Like Cross 4 B's legs, like very skinny. Shoutmon, Omega Shoutmon, like he looks so weird because it looks like the Shoutmon head is piloting like 2 different mecha.
Yeah.
It looks like he's sitting in a cockpit for something else.
Looks like there's a really tiny white Shoutmon sitting inside, like the Shumon sits in the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good comparison. Yeah, Shoutmon is sitting in these bodies like Chuchumon pilots Damemon. Yeah, that's a really good comparison. And then like this Shoutmon Cross 7 sprite, it's just awful.
I mean, Shoutmon Cross 7 is a mess.
It is. You're right, it is a mess, but
in general, when it's drawn big and, in show, it's still a mess. So making it a sprite is extremely difficult, I think.
Okay, I want to show you something cool. I'm going to go back to Twitter for a second here to Zenon, because they... Oh, let me go back to Zenon TCG for a second. Because they retweeted something from Dragonrod, who does all like the fan-made sprites.
Yeah.
Right. And people have like used those sprites wholesale, for like Twitch chats and things when like you can have sprites running across the screen and your text bubbles come out of them. They weren't designed for that, but people went, well, I'm taking your assets.
Yeah.
Right? So let me shrink this down. Where's the window? Okay, these ones up top, those are Dragonrod sprites.
Yeah, they look much better.
Look at the difference in the Omega Shoutmon.
Yeah.
Cross 4 looks like he looks like a tank.
He does.
He's so
skinny.
He's so much bulkier. But you can tell where all the pieces are.
Yeah.
And then his Shoutmon is just so much nicer.
Like only for I know that's Pulsemon's head on the shoulder there.
Mm.
Like you can't tell that in the one below.
No. The Bandai sprite, unless you know what you're looking for, it's really tough to tell what's going on where.
Yeah.
You know, and as you said, like the Shoutmon crosses are a bit of a mess anyway.
Yeah, especially 7.
Yeah, but if that's what a fan artist can come up with, the official source has no excuse.
No, just hire the fan artist.
At that stage, you might as well. I mean, let's just even the gold coloring on this Omega Shoutmon sprite.
Yeah, the other one looks sick in comparison.
Yeah. Can I find the Shoutmons? Let me see if I can find. I want to see what the sprites from the crossloader look like, and just see if the dim cards are even an improvement on that. So let's see, Shoutmon X4 crossloader sprite. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, I don't know if chat can really see that one, but let me. That's the crossloader. That's the crossloader sprite. Like you know how small that screen is.
Yeah.
And it can support that.
Yeah.
No reason the dim card couldn't.
All they had to do was shrink that down a little bit.
And it has attack animations and everything.
Yeah.
You know, no, that's a fan sprite. Maybe the fusion, maybe the Mega Evolutions never made it to. Yeah. Oh well, Decker Greymon is in here. Oh, these won't be their sprites though. This is just showing what's actually available. Well, there is a Shoutmon Cross 7 sprite in here at the very least, so I'm going to presume there's no Mega Shoutmon sprite, but let me take a look. Okay. So that's the Cross 7's. Oh, Jesus. So there's the Cross 7 sprite for the crossloader toy. It's still a bit clunky. But you can see why they went with the angle they did.
Yeah.
To try and get as much detail in there. It's still very clunky because, again, Cross 7's design is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad for whoever got that as their homework assignment. You know, I don't feel bad for whoever got Omega Shoutmon or Shoutmon D Cross.
But this?
But this, I'm like, look, lad, you know, I can forgive in places. But
someone designed Cross 7 when they were drunk and went, what if everything was mashed together?
Yeah. Would you believe me if I told you it got worse?
Good.
Now whether that means like a Cross 8 or a Cross 9 or whatever, I'm not going to tell you, but
yeah.
There is potential for it to get worse. But I just don't like these sprites.
No.
I genuinely do not care for these sprites at all. Like, I was kind of fine with the D-Cross sprite because that really is just Omega Shoutmon piloting Z Greymon like a robot.
Yeah.
He's using him like that thing from Alien.
Yeah. That exoskeleton
thing. Yeah. He's basically like Omega Shoutmon's basically Ripley in that machine.
Yeah.
But the Omega Shoutmon sprite it's lame.
Yeah.
Like it's
looks like he hasn't completed putting on the other armor yet.
No. It's like what you were saying about the Kazuchimons getting dressed.
Yeah, something similar like that.
Yeah, but these do look like they were like these. If these were Gen 1 Vital Bracelet sprites, I'd have probably been a bit more forgiving, but we've seen what they can do with the sprites for the new bracelets, and
yeah, we've seen what fans can do with it, so why can't the official artists do something better?
Yeah. It's not my favorite. And I was excited for this line too, and I'll probably still try and raise it up, but Look how they massacred my boy. Look how they massacred my boy. He's kind of in there, I guess.
He looks as pissed off as you are about it.
Yeah. Oh well. But that's kind of it.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to talk about, or we'll be doing 3-3 in a couple of days. So that'll get us caught up until 3-4 comes out.
Yeah.
But so we won't even have if we finish in 15-20 minutes on that day. We finish in 15-20 minutes on that day because there's no new fan art.
No.
The fan art on the website is fan art that once again we have already shown off.
Yeah.
So if we do finish talking about 3-3 in about 15-20 minutes when we record that, maybe we'll just go hunting for new fan art and
or maybe
bump
in
the
between
time
if
up a
we're
bit.
on Twitter we can mark off some stuff or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use that bookmark feature for good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Again,
with all that, this is still one of our mini-sodes.
Yeah. I love the artwork for this week.
Yulin ready to step on you.
Yeah, step on me, mommy Yulin.
Yeah. Except he's like, don't be so lewd.
Yeah. I wonder how many more weeks of is the backstory going to go right up until Saya goes missing, I wonder, and then it'll cut back, because we know from the trailer there's like that scene of somebody knocking on Eiji's door. So I wonder if it's a case of like we'll get all that backstory, we'll see Saya going missing, and then someone's gonna come calling for Eiji as a, okay, this is what happened to me, you've experienced this, go fix. Something like that. And maybe we'll end up with
we figured it was Tartarus at the door, didn't we?
We thought maybe it might have been Tartarus, yeah.
Because the voice that's overlaid over it,
it's kind of
like a
it's got that like
because he has
zero filter.
Yeah, because he uses something like that. You've been chosen
to play a game. The nonary game. But sorry.
Who came first, Zero or Jigsaw?
Zero? I'm actually not sure.
I can't remember what year Saw
came out. I don't have the year Zero Escape came out on the top of my mind either. Probably about 2006, 7. Zero Time to Virtue's Last Reward was 2008. So I believe 2008, 2009. So 999 was probably 2005, 2006.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, it like I think that's just where we have to leave it. Actually, do we have comments from? I think Ali left us a comment, so we'll get into that, and that will kind of be where we wrap up and GTFO. Grand. So, we've a couple of comments. Okay. So make sure there's nothing I've not already reacted to. Nothing held for review. Cool. So Ali says, well, here's another comment from me. Keep them coming. We love to see them.
Yeah.
Weird start of this chapter being a backstory and not focusing on the Digi-police. Well, I can't say this one was much better.
No.
The lore is expanding, and it's kind of average, but while the relationship was great. With the Seekers format being every chapter is kind of 3 months long, so it'll end in December, while Leon's Dim will be released in February, the same month as Digicon, if it'll happen again, and a weird long gap between the two. I wonder if Digicon will announce another novel series in April. Yeah, it's like, because it's meant to be, what was it meant to be, like 60,000 words long or something
like that, yeah.
And we hit the halfway mark there toward the end of chapter 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I like the idea of this only being like 4 chapters long. I feel like there's a lot more there, but I guess it really depends on what they do in the next couple of months.
Yeah, like I hope they keep releasing it either way, like even if it hasn't been that popular.
Yeah.
I hope we get to, like, I hope they don't just cut it off and then go, oh no, it's cancelled.
Yeah, you don't want to get to like book one, end on a cliffhanger, and then maybe we'll do series 2 someday. Oh,
Someday.
yeah. Eventually. Well, I'm kind of excited for the 02 movie and to see the ancient fairy Ukomon on screen.
Is that the new?
Yeah, that's I'm not a fan of that design, but I can't really comment any further than that until I see the movie.
Yeah.
He could end
No
up being
judgment
he
on
could
it.
totally end up being a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, I could, yeah.
But the design is not really appealing to look at, and that is
No.
probably by design. There's probably some other shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
That's why he looks so weird compared to the other Digimon.
Yeah. It just has a great personality, or it's the ugly duckling or something.
Maybe. It evolves into a Milotic. Desmond says, "Oh look, Doru Greymon is in action. Time for Alphamon in the future." Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Although BT15 does say otherwise, I'm still thinking we'll see Alphamon or Ryuken mode because of Ryudamon and Dorumon being part of this story.
Yeah.
And then Desmond comments again at 1 minute and 23 seconds.
Oh.
Taking a break by breaking Meg.
It's weird that you use that timestamp. That number haunts me.
Yeah, it's Meg's unlucky number?
I don't know. I don't know why I see it everywhere.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's
everywhere.
See, this is why you tune into Seekers. You get the Meg lore. You get the deep lore. But yeah, that's kind of everything. I'm gonna set this up to go live. You guys will be watching this on Tuesday, the 10th of October.
Yeah.
And we will probably see you guys Friday the 13th. Ooh! Spooky, spooky, spooky. If not Thursday the 12th. It's not Thursday the 20th. For 3-3.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out. Thursday or Friday, you guys will see 3-3. Maybe we'll push it out till Friday just to have a bit of room between the two.
I want to put it on Friday purely because they skipped over the number 13.
Oh yeah, they did.
Intermission.
Yeah, they did. Okay, yeah. It's a weird form of being petty, but we can do it.
Yeah.
It's a weird form of pettiness, but
You're
sure.
not escaping 13. I don't know. It doesn't have to, but...
No. But, yeah. So I guess, yeah. No, look, thanks for hanging out with us for this couple of minutes. If you've any thoughts about the chapter itself, let us know down below. And we'll see you guys then on Friday the 13th for Digimon Seekers 3-3. Say bye, Meg.
Bye, Meg.